And welcoming everybody. Going on a road trip? Yes, we are. The Wrex tour, going to Vancouver. And I'll tell you what, as that poster says, yes, as that poster in behind shows you, I tell you now, 3,700 kilometers or 2,300 miles over the Rocky Mountains. And I tell you now, we're going to be taking the slow train, the brilliant train, right through the Rocky Mountains, all the way to Vancouver. We're starting in Lethbridge, so go there, check where that is. Lethbridge, Alberta, that's where we're starting. And we're going north in Alberta, all the way through Calgary, all the way to Edmonton. And then we're going to start heading west towards Jasper. Now, from Edmonton, which is where we're going to pick up our final stores to go on the adventure, we're going to start heading west to Jasper. And that's still in Alberta. Alberta is a massive place. Go to your websites, get a map of Canada, check out Alberta. Look how big it is compared to your country. You guys in UK, do that. Have a look. This place is massivo. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. And it has some of the most amazing countryside you'll ever see in your life. I'm going to take you on a few of them trips in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. This one, though, it's 7 days in the Rocky Mountains on the way and back. So, for the benefit of everybody who watches Ultimate Soccer on YouTube, I run the channel. This is Steve. There's something about this vehicle you're going to see real soon. Going to cover it. This is the works vehicle, but check that out. Do you want to go to Wrexham's games with that on the back of your vehicle? Beautiful, eh? Welcome to Ultimate Soccer. Welcome to Wrexham. 3 games in 7 days. We're starting with a game in Calgary, more so foothills area of Calgary, and that's Cavalry FC taking on Forge FC. Forge FC technical director, Jelani Smith, has invited me once again as his guest of honor. VIP. I'm so made up. And he's such a lovely guy. And he knows I love him. He's fantastic. He's such a fantastic. And he's a dad, remember? KN. And big up to mum. And mum. His mum. But yeah, I'm going to spend time with Jelani at the game on Sunday this weekend. Then the trip starts to go north to Edmonton. Then we head over to Jasper. Jasper's going to be the first stop. So when we get into Jasper, I'm looking to go live, hoping that it all arranges for a lunchtime live, mountain time lunchtime in Jasper. So that would be 12 o'clock, between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Just go with that. I want to go live from Jasper and show you where I am and what I'm doing. And in Wrexham area, that will be 7 o'clock in the evening. So you'll be able to see a little bit of the Rocky Mountains as we get into it. And then as we go through it, I tell you this, you have the best guide you could ever wish for going through the Rocky Mountains. And I'm not touting my own horn, but I'm just going to say this much to my credit so that you get a bit of history. Where the Rocky Mountains concerns itself, you might not know this, but I've drove those Rocky Mountains for 30 years. Some of those years, I was actually driving a truck, a semi-trailer, independent, not for any big companies, independent, yeah, where real professionals really do go. Got a bit of wind action out there, it's making the snow drift over. It's quite pretty out there right now. There's a video coming. If you're interested, I've got an ice road trucking video where I spent the whole season on the ice roads up in Yellowknife and going to the mines on the ice roads. I've got a video set ready. Yeah, if you're interested, let me know. But on this one, I've gone through the Rocky Mountains for 30 years. I started it in the 90s when it was fantastic for truckers, when truckers was just amazing. Nowadays, trucking is not the same as it was. And if you're a trucker, you'll know exactly what I mean, 10-4, big buddy. But here's the deal. Nowadays, I don't drive truck anymore. No. Them the days on by when I did drive truck, that's when it was mega. But the thing about driving truck is the special thing, all right? You get to go so many places, so many times, and you see so much when you're sitting up like 9 to 10 feet high. You see everything. You're like in the crow's nest on a ship. You see so much further, but you see everything, and even stuff you shouldn't see. Oh, yeah. Some of which you can't talk about because it's so lovely. Anyway, jokes aside, when you do take on these travels, you get to be places and you see stuff and then you make memories. Now, since we put this trip together, I've been getting flashbacks every now and often. And it's like all the great places I always wanted to park with a semi trailer that I couldn't get into because it was not too small, but one lane of traffic coming each way. You ain't got time to back a trailer in down a dead ditch or down a dead little track. You just don't because it's not safe, right? You cause an accident. So many places that I wanted to stay, I couldn't. Now we can join me because, like I say, the knowledge on the Rockies all through, the knowledge on the wilderness all through, the knowledge on the highways and good places and scenic places that you may well love to see, which I'm going to show you. And like I say, over the 5 days we take to go through the Rockies on the way to Vancouver, well, every day I'm going to come at you from a different location with a different video and a different narrative as we go along. So what I say is this, pass this around to as many Wrexham fans as you can. And don't forget, as we get into the season, close to the season, yes, I'll be bringing the shows before. And if you've never been here before, check last year's Wrexham shows just to get the feeling of what we do here. And you'll be lined up ready for the new season in League One. And I'll tell you what, once I get out of the Rockies, I'm bringing Wrexham shows, and you'll hear what I really think about what's going on with that. I won't say more than that because this is about fun. This is about the trip. And I'll tell you what, I'll talk more about what we're going to be seeing, but some of the wildlife, I tell you, talking about the wildlife, first off, bighorn sheep. We will be looking for these on the way into Jasper and throughout. We'll stop not right close because they can get a little bit sort of edgy and can slap up your car a bit. So we're going to keep respectful distance, but you can get close if you're crazy. Because, I mean, looking what they're doing to each other there. Do you want some of that? Talking about the elk of the season. Yeah, they're there in town, Jaspertown already. And as the sign says, stop. Don't go anywhere. Don't go near these guys. These guys too can be frisky. I tell you what, look at that. Whoops, Daisy. I better get out of the way of that set of antlers. But they can be a little bit frisky. They really can. So you've always got to be ready to give them space. That car's way too close. It should have been in the other lane. And that's a little side road per se through the park. But again, you should give the deer a bigger berth or just stop way back and see what the deer do. You got nothing but time on your hands, right? You're on vacation when you're in these places, so you don't need to steamroll through. Take your time, back up, show some more respect. Not respect like, oh, I better be nice. No, respect as in keep your distance, be smart, and don't get out your car and go say want to pet the nice little elk because people have been killed by these things. Yeah. So moving along, another one you might want to be careful of. Yeah, the bears. Lots of them, lots of them. And in the woods away from towns and villages throughout the Rocky Mountains, there's more bears than people. You do not, under any circumstance, want to get out and approach these guys. They're unpredictable. Some are not scared of humans anymore. And if they're hungry at the right time of year, they may well kill you for meat. But they also may well just kill you for territory because you're up on 2 feet. And that to them is intimidating. So the best thing you can do is keep your eyes looking around all the time. Keep your ears open all the time and keep scouring where you are. Best of all, though, just stay in your car and park on the side of the road, but don't get out of your car. I remember years ago near Blue River, BC, we're going to go through there, and I'll show you Blue River when we get there. But Blue River, BC, I remember expressively there was a car full of, I think they were probably I think they were actually Chinese tourists, and they'd got out of their car and they were all walking up to a mum who had 3 bears, 3 little babies. I'm amazed to this day that that mama bear didn't charge. And those people eventually must have got back in their car because I didn't hear about anything bad. But don't get out of your car, people, please. Your car is your safety zone. And worst of all, you got a lot of humans in Jasper all through the year, but more so in the summer, when all the wildlife gets active, it seems these humans, they get active too, but they're not all bad. Some of them can be a little bit damaging to the environment. So keep your eyes for the bad humans, keep an eye on them. But the good humans, they won't do anything to you. They are normal in this environment, normal at this time of year, and they normally have fun. So, talking about the route we're going to take, obviously, we're starting in Lethbridge, like I told you. There's the route all the way Calgary, up to Red Deer, up to Edmonton, across to Jasper, down through Valemount, into Kamloops, and then into Vancouver. We're going to tell you about the three games that are coming off right after this. But game one is coming up in Calgary, that enough to know. But that's the route in 17 hours, 9 direct drive. We're going to be taking 5 days to go through that meaty part between Edmonton and Vancouver because there's so many good things I want to show you. And believe you me, I'm your best guide on there. I tell you now, I've seen so much of this road and I know it like every curve of the road I remember. And it's going to be fun going back. You're going to enjoy stuff because the things I know will hopefully entertain you and make you laugh because I know the funny stuff and I know the cool stuff and I know where it's at. So let's take a look at the second leg. That's coming back. Second leg coming back. We're going from Vancouver back to Lethbridge, but we're not going up through Edmonton. We're going straight across from Kamloops, straight up through to Golden, which you pass through Sycamus, you pass through Revelstoke, get up to Golden, then you come back through Banff and into Calgary and down to Lethbridge. So that's the way we're coming on the way back. Direct, it's 12 hours and 36, but again, well, we're going to slide right down again and we're going to take it in chapters because, again, this way back, there's some places I know I really do know some really cool places to tell you, and you're going to love the videos and the pictures that I bring. Believe you me, my friend, it'll be worthwhile to stick around from start to finish. And then when we're done, we're going to put a bio video in from forwards to finish, first leg, second leg, with all the stuff that we couldn't get in. And remember, we got live stuff to go too. And talking about the Vancouver trip. So before we get to the game, Wrexham versus Vancouver Whitecaps, and don't forget, there's another game coming. I'm going to tell you about that too. The Wrexham women also have a game going. So check the end of this video for this poster, and you'll get all the data and details from that too. And don't forget, yeah, those are the three big games for the boys. 20th, 24th, and 27th. Yes, it starts with Bournemouth, then it's Chelsea, and it's Vancouver Whitecaps. And for me, I got to tell you, I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. I never thought Wrexham would come here. Yes, they're here. And I tell you what, going to the West Coast, driving out to the West Coast, showing you the Rocky Mountains backwards and forwards, on the way in, on the way back, it's going to be a blast. And I tell you what, as it says up there, this, for me, this is my dream come true because I have literally done things in the past with the Vancouver Whitecaps professionally in laying on games. And I'm not going to lie. One of those games was where David Beckham was involved in the early 2007s when he came to the MLS. And there was a couple of times where I was there where David Beckham was being promoted, where I helped to promote him at the scene per se. Got to meet David a couple of times. He's a beautiful, beautiful person. I'm not going to tell you anything bad about that guy. What? No matter. You could pay me $1 billion. I still wouldn't say anything bad about that man because the way he treated me during the time that I was one-on-one with him, it was just by chance. I'll explain to you. There'd been a meet and greet. I had 5 of my guests come to the meet and greet that were winners on my TSN radio show. And we all then got to meet David Beckham up close and personal, meet and greet, yeah. But I let them get close and I just kept back, yeah. After that all was said and done, everybody drifted out and the room was empty and everybody's going away. And David Beckham's still sitting there. And I mean, I'm just sort of... I'm just looking and I'm taking this in. I'm thinking, why is he just sitting there alone? Because everybody's drifting off, yeah? And he's new to the LA Galaxy. He just signed, right? This was 2007, May. And after about 10 minutes, I just literally drifted over. I said, you do me a favor? He goes, what's that? I said, you just sign my shirt? And he's like, yeah, sure. We got talking. We got talking for about half an hour. People were coming in and me and David Beckham were talking and they wanted to come over and break it up. And he's like, no, we're fine. We're good. So if you want a little insight or how nice David Beckham is, he was more interested in what I do in radio TV at the time, doing the show, TSN, yada, yada, and wanted to focus on talking about me and focusing on me. And eventually, that's the guy himself. He's a perfect gentleman. I cannot say a bad word about him. And I'm not saying this as a David Beckham fan because I'm not a David Beckham fan. I respect everybody the same. You learn something about me. but I learned something about him, and you did too. He's an absolutely wonderful guy. Now, where the actual tour game comes, Vancouver, well, on the road, like I tell you, we're going to tell you stuff on the road, take you to places, show you the bad animals. Ooh, ooh. Don't care about it. We've been there before. We're going to be camping in the Rocky Mountains for 5 or 6 days as we go through, maybe 7 or 8. And we're going to be taking it in and be there with me. Like I say, live events as well. And I've got to say one more thing. Quick. You guys that literally write all the golden stuff down below, I've got to tell you, fantastic. You never cease to amaze me. And I mean, please remember, subscribe, join the channel, be with us, and you'll be able to get those videos straight away live in Bear Country, the Rocky Mountains. Got a couple of things just to think about. Like I say, told you we're going from Lethbridge to Vancouver the way in, all the way up through Edmonton. Get onto that one. July 21st to 29th. 3 games. First game, Cavalry taking on Forge this weekend, Sunday at Calgary. I'm the guest of the VIP, Jelani Smith. You know that. Second game is going to be Cavalry FC on the road at Vancouver FC at Willoughby Stadium, BC, Langley, BC. And I'm the guest of Vancouver FC. Fantastic, yeah? Then the game after that, oh, by the way, Tommy Wilden is probably going to shit his pants because he's not expecting to see me in the press box. Talk about get ready and get him set up for a fun time. Ha! You wouldn't believe it. And then after that, the night after that, it's straight into BC Place, and I'm parking under it, and Wrexham taking on Vancouver Whitecaps. For me, I don't care about the results. I do really. I mean, like, I'd like to see a win, but to see the guys and to be up close to it before the season's even begun and to get a glimpse of some of the new talent, yeah, that's it's going to be fun. But most of all, this trip, it's going to be epic. And I mean, you're going to be there to take it all in with me. I mean, like I say, I know a lot of great places in the Rocky Mountains on the road we're going to go, and the specific routes I've picked for that reason. You don't have too many routes that you can pick to cross the mountains. Believe you me, there's not that many highways, okay? There's only one really going one area. So you got to go with the flow on that. But what I'm saying is it's what you pick up on the way. And like I say, I traveled it for thousands and thousands and thousands. I don't know how many times, hundreds and hundreds of times I've gone over the Rocky Mountains. Hundreds. So that experience in here and the fun I know and the great things to see, you're going to feed off it. Anyway, get ready for the big season. We're going to touch that as we get off this trip. Remember, each day we're going to go live. 7 o'clock Wrexham time, Wales. Mountain time, 12 o'clock. And I tell you, I've got some cool places to stop. You really want to be there. And hey, keep it on the highway and follow that van. Oh yeah, we're going to have a great time. Follow that van, follow this channel, subscribe today. Cheers.